future of the travel. Today, we are diving into a crucial 2025 study by the DESA, ALS, W, T.S. Palak, J. Siwakumar, A. and Thompson R.G. titled The Effects of the Travel Time Use on Activity Travel Behavior, Knowledge Consolidation and the Research Agenda for the Current and Future Transport Options, published in the Transport Reviews, DESA et al. 2021. This study challenges the traditional notions that the travel time is wasted, showing it's now a productive resource thanks to the digital technology. Think booking or relaxing on your commute. Why is this a big deal? It's completely reshaping the urban planning, the future of the autonomous vehicles, and the sustainable transport in our connected world. We will summarize the key findings, share that we agree and disagree with the using solid references, and suggest the actionable policy recommendation. I'm Jen, and I'm joined by the Ijin, Zin, and Joey, who crafting our mission. Let's roll.
Ijin, thanks for joining us. Can you give us a clear overview of the article, research problem, methodology, key findings, and also the conclusion?
Glad to, Jane. The real problem is defining travel time as a productive asset, not a cost. The article asks a key question: how does travel time use, or TTU, influence people's schedules, transport choice, and the value of travel time saving, or VTTS? A central idea they explore is activity transfer, the act of doing tasks during travel to free up time later for other activities, by DESA et al. And 2025. Their methodology is rigorous. They use a meta-synthesis of global studies and employ a complex integrated choice and landed variable ICLV model to study their three distinct behaviors: no TTU, TTU without transfer like browsing, and TTU with transfer like walking. The data was extensive, drawn from over 38,000 trips across 8 countries, including specific Australian samples. The findings are fascinating. Activity transfer is a strategic behavior most common in passengerized modes like trains with dedicated seating or Wi-Fi. Laptops are key enablers of transfer, while smartphones often make trips more pleasant. They also found that a person's preference for multitasking isn't a strong predictor of TTU. VTTS varies significantly by mode. Walking and cycling are valued for enjoyment, while public transport is valued for its productivity. Looking ahead, they conclude that autonomous vehicles (AVS) could drastically boost TTU, making cars more attractive for work or leisure, even if it means longer trips. They conclude that travel time is a dynamic, not a dead concept. This fundamentally shifts the focus of planning towards well-being and has major implications for public transport and AV policies. From DESA et al. And 2035.
Wow, that's fascinating. It's like how Tokyo bullet train riders use the Wi-Fi for emails, a classic example of the activity transfer. Now let's discuss what we agree with. First, the core point is that the travel time is no longer wasted thanks to the digital multitasking. It has become purposeful. I fully back this as the researcher like Jones and Woody 2005 and noted in this Transportation Research Part 8. A view further supported by Mortarian 2018 and Connect et al. 2022 in the Transport Reviews. Ijin, what are your thoughts on the activity transfer?
I'm on board. It's a smart move for busy individuals. Wooden et al. In 2019 in Transportation Research Part D suggests it could fundamentally reshape our daily plans with AVs. Just picture London commuters on trains doing virtual meetings, freeing up their evenings for family and hobbies.
Agreed. As Team in 2019 noted in Transportation Research Part A, passengerized mode like buses and trains are appearing busy because they allow for multitasking. AVS will amplify this from Victoria in 2018, points out that productivity is a major driver behind their adoptions.
Definitely, TTU lovers see TDS because productive or endurance trips reduce our need for sleep. Workman 2020 in transportation found that train riders reduce a pleasant commute, like listening to a podcast on the subway, which is just as important as being fast.
So this point highlight how the commuting is now an essential part of the work-life balance concept.
Hey viewers, we are taking you on a virtual commute to explore how the travel time use plays out in the real time. Let's look at the Singapore MRT system, a perfect real-world case for the ideas in DESA et al. 2025 from the Transport Reviews. Its world-class infrastructure fully supports the activity transfer. I'm Jen with the Chin, Ziyin, and Joey. Let's vlog in.
Singapore MRT is packed with commuters using their travel time productively. Picture this: a professional on trains answering emails or student reading ebooks. DASA et al. In 2025 found that 60% of passengerized mode users engage in activity transfer when seats and Wi-Fi are available. The MRT reliable Wi-Fi and comfy seats make it a cue for work or study.
Exactly, but it's not just work. Many use the MRT time for leisure, for example, social media, music, or even napping. This aligns with comment et al. At 2022 in Transport Reviews, who note that enjoyment is a key driver of TTU. However, as DESA et al. At 2025 pointed out, short trips limit deep tasks.
And the infrastructure is key. The MRT powers outlets and connectivity enables riders to multitask, which boosts the appeal of public transport. Malaking 2019 in Transportation Research Part assessed these direct ways, mode choice. Imagine service with a single setup. It would be a total game changer.
This case study shows the real-world impact of TTU. Singapore MRT turns the commutes into the productive or the fun time, providing a clear model for future transit design. Back to our main discussion.
I must push back on the claim that TTU always make travel efficient. DESA et al. At 2025 themselves state that TTU includes basic F9, resting not just active multitasking. In fact, Leong et al. At 2007 in Transportation Research found out that most rail passengers choose to relax, no work. Furthermore, activity transfer is not universal or always free. It's highly dependent on the mode, trip purpose, and demographic. Benogate in 2019 note that short commutes rarely allow for it. And Banerjee and Kanafani in 2008 in research get even argued that ICT can add stress. For example, a parent on a short, crowded bus checking emails may feel more rushed and less relaxed.
But people choose passengerized mode precisely for the opportunity to the multitask.
That is unproven assumption. DESA et al. At 2025 suggests people adapt after choosing a mode, rather than choosing a mode solely for TTU. Privacy is a huge barrier, as Tang and Takuya in 2012 in Transportation Research found out that Chicago train users need a seat and Wi-Fi to feel comfortable walking. Professionals often pick cars for confidential tasks, as Cecilia and Victoria 2010 show. Also, areas aren't guaranteed solutions. Vanessa and Clement in 2017 and Scholar and Siva in 2014 have shown that privacy and safety fears reduce the appeal of shared areas. US and UK surveys consistency highlight public unease with automations.
Julie is right. Context is a major limiting factor of TTU effect.
Agree, it's a much needed layer of balance to the hype.
Now let's go deeper into the policy implementation. We are joined virtually by Ms. Chen, a city planner from the Singapore Land Transport Authority. Ms. Chen, the DESA study urges planners to rethink the travel time. How is your organization addressing this?
Thank you, Jen. This research resonates deeply with our work. We have shifted our focus from simply reducing travel time to optimizing the travel experience. For example, our new bus fleets are being equipped with USB charging ports and better seating to make the commute more comfortable and productive. We are not just measuring time saved,
we are measuring the quality of that time. This aligns with the study's finding that productive time use reduces the value of travel time saving.
And what about the future technology like AVs?
We see areas not just as faster transport, but as mobile, flexible spaces. Our planning considers how areas could be used as mobile office or even shared leisure spaces. The challenge, as your panelists mentioned, is addressing public concern about safety and privacy. We are exploring regulatory frameworks to manage these issues and ensure areas integrate smoothly into our existing public transport network rather than competing with it.
So it's about integration, not replacement?
Exactly. The ultimate goal is a multimodal system where each option, from walking to areas, serves a different, well understood purpose. The TTU framework gives us a new lens to understand those purposes.
Thank you, Ms. Chen, for that valuable insight. It's clear that these research ideas are really shaping the real-world policy.
Let's shape the mobility of tomorrow. First, policymakers stop treating travel times as a cost. TTU offers more choice and demand, so you must integrate it into branding frameworks as such adult and 2025 urge. Second, invest in public transport for activity transport. Trains and buses need reliable Wi-Fi, power outlets, and also comfortable seating to cut car use and boost the passenger experience. Third, update our value of travel time savings frameworks. Productive trip reduce the need for speed as Walmart adult 2020 in transportation conformed. This is critical for every planning. Finally, we need to study TTU context dependency more deeply. Short trips limit transfer and privacy shape choice from Tang and Takura in 2012. So we need more cross-cultural and longitudinal research to get a full picture. Ultimately, we must design mobility for well-being and sustainability for making travel truly work for us.
Data et al. In 2025, we define travel time as a productive resource, which has major implications for our schedules and transport policies. We agree that it enables multitasking and lower BTTS, but we disagree on its universal appeal, contexts like short trips or privacy matters. The foundation for this view was laid by pioneers like Lyons and Ori in 2005 and others. This study pushed us to think about transport in terms of well-being, not just speed. Viewers, make your comment count.
Exactly. Travel is now a space for the productivity and the balance.
But it's not a one-size-fits-all solution. Context is key.
So too, let's design systems that fits real life.
Thanks for watching.